Part 4 of 11 ideas. Okay, so tip number 10 is how to make more money. So you see here's a meme that I created during this COVID time, and it is that we are hiring. Despite everything going on in the world right now, we're still adding new distributors to our team. So the organization, more details can be found at workparttimefromhome.co.uk. So UK opportunity. And so just one way to improve your finances, you can spend less, you can get your cash back, and you can make more money. So oftentimes people struggle with this. So there is a way in which we can make more money. So most people their first thought if I was to say to you, okay, how do we make more money? They might think of their existing job and think to themselves, okay, well, I'll do some overtime at work. That could be an option, but increasingly with all of this coronavirus madness going on, jobs are shrinking, people are on furlough, hours are being cut back, redundancies are being made. So the opportunity for overtime may not exist. So some people then would think, okay, well, I'll get a second job then. I know that some places, I think it's Amazon and various supermarkets, are recruiting because they need more people, because they've done very well in the lockdown, and despite everything going on, their businesses are thriving. So getting a second job could be an option. More people want to work from home, and I don't blame them. And how to do that is an issue for a lot of people. They're thinking, what can I do from home? What can I do? How can I make more money from home? Now, the thing is, when you're working a job, there are only 24 hours in a day. That is the thing. But some people might ingeniously think, okay, well, if I ask for a pay rise, then that'll be a way to make more money. But once again, there are still only 24 hours in a day. So even if you had a pound increase per hour, that's and you do say 35 hours a week, that's £35 for the week, £140 for the month. But then if you need to make more than that, there's a limit because there's only so many hours that you can work. So the advice, particularly in the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, what that book says is keep your existing job but start a part-time business. And this is where a lot of people had to think about it, because business opportunities are, there are loads out there. I think there are loads, but what you want is one that is corona proof, basically. So in this section, I'm just going to look at two business opportunities that I'm not even going to say I believe, I know that they're corona proof. So good news, there are so many businesses that you can start from home today. The internet has made it very easy. All you need to do is just find the right opportunity for you. So there are lots of opportunities out there, loads and loads and loads. So let me shine the spotlight on two that I know work, and then it's up to you. Do your research, keep looking. There are plenty more. Okay, so number one, so in terms of we're hiring, is a company here which, from their advert, it says supplement your diet with nutrients to support your immune system. So we're talking about coronavirus, COVID-19. What is it? A global pandemic. There's a saying that your immune system is your last line of defense. Even the doctors were saying, how they treat people, give them vitamin D, give them zinc, and telling you keep your immune system high. They were saying that it's the people who've got the compromised immune system and have prevailing health conditions that are more prone and susceptible to the more serious effects of the disease. So all we as individuals can do in the event of there being no vaccine, we just all we can do is just keep ourselves as healthy as possible. So there is a global franchise out there that's been going for, I think, about 35 years, that provides supplements. They've got lots of scientific studies behind them. Check out their website, rethink.juiceplus.com. Plenty of science, plenty of medical studies, plenty of reports. I think probably the most researched and scientifically evidenced product probably on the market. There's a lot of doctors' reports, a lot of health studies. They're doing a child health study at the moment, meaning that if you have a child, and by child, I believe it's from the age of 4 to 21, and you're an adult who has the supplement and you're a full paying adult, you get your child's supplement for free. You just need to fill out a questionnaire, I believe it's every quarter, to make a note of the health benefits or changes or whatever notes that you feel or that you can see. So they've been doing this childcare study for many, many years. Second opportunity is hiring is it's only for the UK people. The good thing about this one is that it is a global franchise, so it's a health product, and it's for the globe. But for this one is more of a UK opportunity, and I'm sure if you look locally, there may be something that can be that might be similar in your local territory. But this is the thing to think about. What did you use and what will you continue to use in lockdown? So think about when we were all told stay indoors, don't go anywhere, you can't do anything. What products and services did you continue to use? That is what I call a corona-proof business. Did you use the internet? Did you jump on a Zoom call at all? Did you use your mobile phone? Did you text anyone, send anyone a message, pick up the phone and see if anyone was all right? Did you put the light on? Did you switch on your computer? Did you put on the heating? Did you use any of these services? If you did, then chances are other people did too. And that these are the kind of services or products that aren't going to go anywhere because people need them. Now think about what would it mean, or what would it mean for you if you could get paid each time these services was used? And what I mean that, I mean like every time someone put on the kettle, every time someone switched on their laptop, every time someone sent a text message, and you were getting paid for that. And that, if you are looking for an opportunity that can give you that, check out workparttimefromhome.co.uk. And it's a UK PLC. It's a British company. Their ethos is it's a savings club. They give you the full training and support. You choose the hours to suit your life. There is a joining fee, which I believe at the time of recording now it's £10. And that £10 sets you up with a website. It gives you the training that you need. So the training's all online, and they help you to build the business. And you will be making money by helping people to save money. Help someone to save money, you make money through that. And it is a savings club. So they're hiring. Very stable company, been going for I think I want to say somewhere between 15 and 20 years. And the only downside in essence, depending on where you're listening from, is that it is a UK company, and the customers are only in the UK. But I'm sure there might be something local to you that is similar. There is no one right way, you know, and this is a meme that I created, COVID lessons. And it's that if there's one thing the coronavirus has taught us, is that you cannot and shouldn't put all your eggs in one basket. So it's really important to have a third income stream, a fourth income stream, not just a second income stream, a third, a fourth, a fifth, a sixth income stream. Don't put it all into one basket. Those who did became unstuck quite quickly when this whole thing kicked off, if you think back. So do check it out, workparttimefromhome.co.uk. Best thing about working for yourself is you can earn an additional income in addition to your job or whatever it is, or if you've got a business that you're already running, these things can be run in addition to whatever it is that you're doing at the moment. No one's asking you to give up or replace what it is that you're doing. This is just a secondary or tertiary, however you want to see it, income stream potential. And there's never been a better time really to join a business such as this, because if you're at home and you have to contact other people, chances are you can find them at home as well. And they too could also join the business and be part of your team, so you could be working together. So it's, people have got more time on their hands. And if you've got a business that has products that are in demand or services that are in demand, then you know you've got an audience there, you've got a market there already. And not only that, but you yourself can use these products and services and save yourself money and or improve your own health. So check out the discount club, that's workparttimefromhome.co.uk, and always just think about your immune system being your last line of defense. And the website is rethinkjuiceplus.com. You can work from home. It's a low investment, it's low risk. This is a global opportunity, and it's products that promote good health and wellness. And if you think about the age of people now, we're in an aging population and people want to live healthier and longer lives. People are living longer anyway, but no point living longer and not being healthy with it. So these nutrients give you the boost that you need, because oftentimes the food that we're eating is lacking, it's not nutrient dense. And then the 11th tip. So when we think back, okay, so we're looking at our cash flow, we're improving things, we've reduced our expenses, we found a way to make some extra money, the cash flow is improving, we're making extra money, we're able to save that money. Once you've got your pot of gold, this is what I call it, and income streams have increased, more money is coming in, now you've got a pot of money. What do you do with that pot of money? You need to invest it. Keeping it in the bank isn't really recommended in a sense, because it's not, the money is just going to sit there, it's not really going to be doing much for you. And if you just look at the interest rates, which is it about what 1/10 of 1% at the moment, you won't be getting much money on anything sat in the bank. There's even some talk about negative interest rates, which is actually quite worrying. Negative interest rates is where you put money in the bank and then you end up paying the bank to hold your money, because they're no longer paying you. Interest rates have gone negative. If you think that that's crazy or that can't happen, it has happened already in places like Japan, where they are a highly efficient nation in terms of saving, and people put their money in the bank snips a little bit of it away each month, and they're quite happy for that, because they don't know what else to do with their money, because they're a little bit worried and concerned. So what I'm going to look at here is investing money, and just some ideas to start you off. And as with everything, as with anything, I always say to you, do your own research, see what's out there. So the idea behind investing your money is you've accumulated it, you've saved it up, it's in your rainy day fund, you've built it up, it's a nice little nest egg, and now you want to put that money to work. You need to invest it. Now, Rich Dad Poor Dad, and I know I go on about this book a lot, but it's in your recommended reading. In that book, there's a saying that Rich Dad always says, which is that the the rich don't work hard for money, they make money work hard for them. So think about, are you making your money work hard for you, or are you working hard for money? Most people have only learned how to work hard for money. And the advice which Rich Dad says is, if you take nothing else away from this book, take away this piece of advice, and that is to just buy assets. And that's what investing money is all about. It's about buying assets. And the definition of an asset is, an asset will put money in your pocket. It will feed you. Liabilities eat you, assets feed you. So I'm going to give you a couple of investment ideas. When you say invest your money, what do you mean, Lisa? So let's just look at a few things, particularly things that are making the headlines. And I'm just going to say to be aware of this shiny new object syndrome, as they say. So there's a lot of adverts, and there have been for some time, about join in the gold rush, and that you can buy gold American Eagles or bullion coins, 1 ounce coins. And there's always this analyst predict that gold is ready for another run up. You can still get in on the ground floor if you act now. Ask your precious metal specialist about your best options. So it's been around for a long time. Um, this idea that gold is on its way up, it's on the increase. If you do some research, you'd know that the gold reserves, the US dollar used to be backed by the gold reserves up until I think it was the early 70s, when that link was unlinked in the Bretton Woods Agreement. And what happened was that the dollar was no longer backed by gold, meaning that the United States government could rush off and print as much gold, as much dollar paper as it wanted to, and it wasn't backed by anything solid and tangible such as gold. Gold has been the standard value of money, said to be God's money, since the beginning of all time. So we, whenever there's any crisis in any sort of currency, people tend to rush back to gold. That's always has been how it is, because the printing press can go mad, and people can print any amount of money basically. So you've got gold coins, you've also got silver coins as well, which is some examples there on the screen. And then you've also got the Bitcoin. Bitcoin isn't actually a physical coin, it's a digital currency. And you might have heard a lot about cryptocurrency. I don't think it's going away anytime soon. And this is what I mean about investments making the headlines. From this graph, you can see cryptocurrency market capitalizations. This is taken from 2016, but Bitcoin basically has, I don't know, like 80% market share. So this basically is the one that most people have heard of. When you think cryptocurrency, you think Bitcoin. This has got definitely the largest market cap, 11.3 billion. But there are other ones on the rise, such as Ethereum, Ripple, Litecoin, um, and various others. And the new ones are coming onto the market all the time. So worth keeping an eye on. I'm not going to say which one is better than the other. It's the equivalent of saying, oh, if I've got some cash, should I buy pounds? Should I buy euros? Should I buy the Canadian dollar? It's all paper currency, and it's the same with cryptocurrency. There's different markets: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, Litecoin, different ones. So you could buy crypto, but you don't have to buy Bitcoin. It could be another type of coin. So it's worth doing your research, understanding the value, what it's worth, what the trajectory looks like. Is it something that seems to be going up in value? Is it quite stable? Has it been going down? Generally, I think cryptocurrency is quite volatile, but it could be volatile, but with a tendency to be going up in price. So it's up to you to research and seek advice. Likewise, when it comes to investments, stocks and shares, and property as well, which is on the screen. And once again, I must say, it's a public health service announcement. It's a warning. The buyer must be aware or beware. So you must do your own research. You need to seek advice. Don't just take my word for it. Please look around. That said, you're on the course to learn something about what you can do in these COVID times. I do have a master's degree in investment management, so let me just touch on some of the things for you to sort of be wary of or to be looking out for, and then you can take it from there. So let's look at gold and silver and platinum as well, for that matter. So oftentimes people will ask, oh, okay, so how can I buy it? You can buy it on different platforms, various ways. Let me just give you one. So you've got Bullion Vault. Now, I mentioned this one because Bullion Vault is the world's largest online investment gold service, and it takes care of over $3 billion for more than 90,000 users. Does it mean it's the best one? No. Does it mean it's the only one? No. But it is the largest one, and sometimes people like the safety in numbers, which is fair enough. Bit of research, it's part owned by both GBIT and Augmentum Fintech PLC. The bars, the physical gold bars and the the bars are stored in professional market vaults in Zurich, London, Toronto, Singapore, or New York. You can choose where you want your bar to be stored. And you can sell any time without penalty, and your money will be wired the next business day. And you can also withdraw your bars, as in take them home. I don't know, put them under your bed, put them in the floorboards, dig a hole in the back garden, bury them there. You've got to think, if you actually have gold bars though, like how are you going to take care of them? Because it's an insurance risk basically. Like that's like having cash on the premises. You can't just have it sitting around. It's got to be in a safe or something somewhere. So Bullion Vault is quick and easy, and you can own your own quantity of physical gold and silver bullions in about 2 hours. So I am a disclaimer, I am an affiliate for them, bullionvaultaffiliate.com/boogles/en for English. So that's Bullion Vault. So you can buy precious metals, gold, silver, platinum from that website, and you can either take ownership, actually have your gold coins sent to you, or your bars of gold or silver, or have them store it. And there is a very small like storage fee, as there would be for anything. I think they have insurance costs and stuff like that they pay for. Now, stocks and shares, a note on that. Now, this is what I would say to people when I'm asked, how do you buy stocks and shares? Oftentimes you can buy it via your own bank because they might offer a share dealing service. Now, I know that Halifax and HSBC both offer a share dealing service. I've got accounts with them both, so I know that they do. So I'm not sure about the other banks, but first port of call, if you're interested in buying stocks and shares, check with your own bank. If you've got online banking, you might just see there. Next thing to look at is how the shares have traded. So before you just jump in, just have a look. Is the share price generally on an upward slope? Is it on a downward slope? Now, these are the shares that personally I like, and I'm going to tell you why. So I like Tesco, BT, National Grid, and let me tell you why. Tesco, because I shop there. That's why I like Tesco. And when people have asked, okay, Lisa, so how do you choose a stock or share? This is my personal opinion. And again, disclaimer, I'm not telling you what to buy. I'm going to explain my thought process, and I'm just explaining what I buy and why. And then you can then decide what you might like to buy and think about why that is. So I always say to people, where do you shop and where have you been spending your money? I shop in Tesco. So I spend a lot of money in there, and it actually makes me feel not so bad when I shop somewhere and I think, well, I am a shareholder, so let me support my investment. That's what I always say. So I shop in Tesco. I like the experience. Now, if you've ever been anywhere somewhere you go often, frequently, and you think, you know what, I'm here a lot and I like it here, chances are other people will be there a lot and they'll like it too. Therefore, buy the shares. It's as simple as that. Now, BT, I like BT. They are British Telecom. This is in the UK. They are the largest telecommunications network. They do telephone as well as other features and the internet. Many, many, many people, older people especially, have got a BT line. BT customers are customers for years, if not decades. I've got a cousin who first came into the UK from abroad, I want to say in the probably 60s. I'm not sure when she got her first phone. I remember asking, I might have been like late 70s, early 80s, got her first phone. Hasn't changed from them as a supplier ever. So imagine having a customer for all the 80s, the 90s, the noughties and the 10s, 40 odd years. Any business that can have a customer for 40 odd years is the kind of business you want to invest in. And for most people, they will shop in their local supermarket, and it's the same thing. If if Tesco is your local supermarket, chances are that's where you'll shop if you enjoy the experience. They've got many outlets out there. They're doing very well. I buy in Tesco. And National Grid for energy, because once again, people aren't going to go without energy. And then also as well, look at the headlines. I think headlines are a good indicator, not just your experience of going into the shop, but then look at the headlines to see, are you right? This was October the 4th, 2020. Tesco shareholders hoping for nice payout in half year update. And this is just the overview. Tesco shareholders hoping for a nice payout in half year update, especially after selling off its Asia business, analysts say. Tesco expected to post £58.5 billion in sales, operating profit predicted to be £2.2 billion, and pre-tax profit of £1.4 billion. Tesco shareholders will eagerly be hoping for a payday later this week as the retail giant gives them the best behind the scenes look at how it coped with COVID-19. I'm telling you, if any business has made any pre-tax profit in the billions, worth buying their shares, because, and especially if it's been during a COVID-19 situation, because if COVID is going to be here for some time, then chances are this business won't be affected. And if you think back, what businesses weren't affected by COVID? I know that people continued to shop. That was one of the things we looked forward to. We were allowed out once a day for a bit of exercise and to go to the shop. So the little bit of money that you did have that you could spend, you went into Tesco or whatever your local supermarket was. So Tesco isn't the only supermarket. There are other supermarkets out there, but just for me, because I shop in Tesco and I know it, and they were pretty good when it came to not running out of food. Although I think Aldi and Lidl were even better, to be honest. So maybe if their shares are sold and traded, worth looking at them too. And then Amazon. I mean, Amazon has done a roaring trade. They are recruiting in the UK. I think it's like 7,000 posts in their warehouse they're looking for. So look at the headlines. See who is making the money according to the headlines. Look at where do you shop. Where have you had a good positive experience? Chances are other people have too. Buy those stocks and shares. Another question I'm often asked, how much money should I put in the stocks and shares? Completely up to you. Maybe £500, £1,000 minimum to start with. So what you need to do is you save in your rainy day fund, get your little pot of money, get your first £500, let's say, and then go and buy your shares. You can do on Halifax, I believe it is, like a share, like a standing order almost, where you just buy X amount of shares. So you might say, okay, on the 15th of every month, just buy me £200 worth of, let's just say, BT shares. And so it will just automatically go in and buy up to the £200 amount you've got. That might buy you, let's just say, 10 shares. And if there's any change left over, it leaves it in the pot, and then the next month it again buys you whatever £200 can buy you. So you can actually buy shares like that in a kind of standing order type way. So that's just something to look into. So you don't necessarily have to save up £5,000 and throw it all in at once. You could buy it in stages, and I mean, why not? You know, look at the costs of the transaction. It used to be, I'm trying to think, I think it used to be about maybe 15, £20 a trade. This was about 20 years ago. The first shares I ever bought was British Airways, and I bought them just after 9/11. And why did I buy them? Because I was actually stranded in New York the day I was due to come back to the UK, because I've been working in a summer job in New York, in New Jersey. And the day I was due back was actually 9/11. Was stranded in New York for 5 days. My ticket was with British Airways. British Airways put, I think it was like several jumbo jets, dealt with it, got us all out of there. I was so impressed. I thought, you know what, that is an airline that I'm buying shares in, because they were just amazing. Now, if you think back at the time, airline shares took a bit of a dip because everyone was like, oh, well, this terrorism, no one's going to travel. But over the years, those shares have done very well for me. Um, so think about what might not be doing really well at the moment because it's not flavour of the month, but will bounce back. That's also another little tip we were told. And then property. So my views on property, there's a saying, the best time to buy property was 20 years ago. In hindsight, we can all look back and say, yeah. But then the next best time is now. And we can all say, maybe. So the key thing, acquire some knowledge and skills around what property investment is, because there's different ways to be involved and get involved in property. And the vanilla way is to get a buy-to-let mortgage. This is a UK thing, maybe more so than anything else. And to buy the house on a buy-to-let mortgage, find your tenant. Hopefully the rent that you get in will be more than what the mortgage is, and that difference is some income that you can earn. You put a bit aside to pay your tax bill, bit aside to pay your mortgage, bit aside for any repairs, and anything else is your profit that you can live on and perhaps save up and repeat. So there is, that's a simplified version. I mean, there's more to it than that. The property might be run down, you might have to do it up, and there's different strategies within the whole property sphere anyway. What I would say is that you can't sit on the sidelines and learn how to swim. So if you want to get into property, is always what they say, then it's good to seek mentors, or do some training. It's what I did. I went on courses. I learned what it was involved, what it was all about. You gain wisdom and insight through doing that. But regardless of how many training courses you go on and you do, as with anything, it's when you get your feet wet. It's when you actually jump in. It's when you actually have a go that you actually learn more about it. But obviously, training yourself up and getting as much information as you can beforehand will always help. Check the numbers, make sure they stack up. Now, some people will think, okay, we're going to be in for the recession of a lifetime because of everything going on with this coronavirus. It may well be. I'm not saying we won't be in for a recession, but as people often ask when you go to these property groups, the question they'll ask still is, where will you live, or where will people live? Where is anyone going to live? Recession or not, people still need somewhere to live. So in that sense, property isn't going anywhere, but the key is to look at where is it that people want to live and think about that. So there are a lot of, for example, city centre apartments that are very popular, and a lot of cities got built up and these apartments were sold off plan and a lot of people went for them. But now, due to the kind of environment we're in, more people sort of want to live maybe in the countryside or with a little bit more space, maybe a spare room that they'll be working from because they're not going into the office, or with a garden because the kids can then play outside, or whatever it might be, or you can be outside in that space for yourself. So think about where it is that people want to live in this kind of environment. There's a lot when it comes to property, but some houses which are just good, decent houses in decent areas will do well over time because people need somewhere to live.